you guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test. Big Amazon news. I mentioned another Bond bourbon night. Time this airs, it would have already happened, but we've been enjoying those here at the house, here and there of late. Amazon MGM Studios. So Amazon had bought the rights to MGM Studios in part because they were trying to pick up the James Bond franchise. However, the James Bond character had creative control by Michael Wilson and Barbara Broccoli and their family for several years. I don't remember how they got the rights to that, but they've had the rights to also all the James Bond movies, everything that we have watched. So the first 25 movies, all of them have been produced by the Broccoli family. So it was originally Cubby Broccoli, their father, and
Cubby Broccoli.
Barbara.
That is a name.
Yes, it is a name. So Barbara's father, excuse me. So he passed it down to them at some time ago, and so then they got into this battle.
You have like The Office, where Ricky Gervais did The Office in UK, and then we redid it with Steve Carell in the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting until we can switch over and we can do the US James Bond, and I'm assuming that's going to be created by the Cauliflower family.
Mm-hmm. You and your vegetable humor.
Yeah. So there's been a battle with Barbara and Michael, the creative controllers, with Amazon, because they thought that Amazon, they literally called them idiots, so they weren't willing to relinquish the creative control. That's why you haven't had any James Bond anything since the last movie, and Amazon's has been sort of just stuck. They own the property, but they can't do anything new, right? So recently, though, for the two, I think it was another.
Being so happy with himself.
Yeah. Several $1 million. I think it might have been $1 billion deal. They did obtain the creative control recently. So now this means that the James Bond universe will pick up and continue. So we'll see what Amazon MGM Studios does with it. Now they can start to make movies. They can make merchandise. They can have TV shows on Prime or whatever it is they want to do in that universe. So, ask an idiot question of the week here, gentlemen. Now it's an old big question out there.
Mm-hmm.
Been for now years. Who's going to be the next James Bond? And I was like, well, nothing's really happening or whatever. But now they can seriously get down to casting the next James Bond and whatever it is they're going to do. So, very simple, ask an idiot question. Who is your favorite choice for James Bond? And then Dean suggested who would be one of your least favorite choices for James Bond as well. So, who wishes to start?
I'll give her a go as the novice James Bond fan. Go ahead.
Now, before you go, Nikolai, we doing? Is he going both, or you want to go?
Give your favorite first. Favorite all the way around, and we'll do least favorite. All right. So, Nick, go ahead, sir. You're a newer. I've been more recently introduced at my house. We watched James Bond with the great Roger Moore. So, go ahead.
First time ever seeing one and enjoyed it, and am excited to see more in the future. This is the layup, guys. This is our pick for everything, and it's a very obvious answer. We've talked about that he could play both Batman and Robin. Batman. He could play Robin too. He could play Batman and Superman. But is there anything that he's a better fit for, really, than James Bond? And it's John Hamm. Come on,
sure.
John Hamm fits in everything and now, granted, I have not seen the different variations of James Bond, but I did see the Roger Moore one, and there is a lot of yes, he is cool, yes, he is sexy, yes, he is debonair, but he's also cheeky and has a sense of humor and is and John Hamm would pull it off fantastically well. And might I add, like a today's version of James Bond that I feel would both be a good movie and would serve the older fans who like that a little bit of the campiness and the humor and the. I think John Hamm could serve that up tremendously. So yes, it is an easy and maybe albeit a lazy answer at times to just use John Hamm for everything, but we do it because he literally does fit everywhere, and I can see him pulling off James Bond magnificently. He's handsome enough to do it. He's cool enough to do it. And he's funny enough to do it. So John Hamm would be my ideal James Bond. There again, only having ever seen a James Bond movie.
He could do the quips. He could be a badass for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dee.
Now, Nikolai, I do agree with you wholeheartedly because he honestly was my first pick.
Mm-hmm.
I had him written down for a bit this past couple days, but then I started thinking to myself, you could James Bond is an institution, so you honestly probably need an actual British actor.
Yep.
Now, I will take.
Have they all been British?
Yes.
No.
Oh, not
No.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery was Scottish,
Okay,
actually, but still, he had an accent.
Okay. So close enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would be okay with John Hamm being like in a movie, being like the American counterpart in the movie to James Bond, but you can't. I would love him to be James Bond, but not being British or UK, you can't. So I thought to myself, who is like you said, a James Bond that could go serious, who could go comedic, who can go cheeky, and also you believe as a badass. There's no other person to me than Thor himself.
But he's not British.
Was he Australian?
No. Yep.
Chris Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth? Is that who? Yeah. Yeah.
All right. But he's okay. All right. But he's still got the accent.
Yes,
I didn't
true.
realize he was Australian.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sticking with it. He's still got the accent. He's an
John Hamm can do an accent.
Fellow. Sure, that's true. I guess if one can do one can do the other.
Yeah. Cultural appropriation is cultural appropriation, all right? It doesn't matter where you're from.
True. That's true. I did not realize. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with my
That's a
idea.
good pick. It is a good pick.
In my movie is that Chris Hemsworth is going to be James Bond and John Hamm is going to be the U.S. idea of James Bond in the film.
Yeah, when I said he could pull off being British, I meant that I wouldn't know the difference that he wasn't British.
Right. Apparently,
that's amazing.
There.
Can't even tell the difference.
Right. Can't even tell the fucking difference.
Yep. Not because he's acting well, is because I don't know. Yeah. Well, one of the obvious answers is Henry Cavill. I mean, I think he could fit the role.
British.
I mean, he's British.
Are you sure?
I think so. But I keep going back and forth on these guys. I'm gonna go with Michael Fassbender.
Okay.
Oh,
he's the guy that played Magneto, and he's been in some.
Yep. He's a little older, but I get it.
Yeah, but just I think he's got the look. He's got an accent. I don't know, he might be British. I'm not sure, but he does have an accent. He is British. No, he's German. He's German. Never mind. He's German. Michael Fassbender is German. I should have figured out his fucking name. But
he is not American.
We don't know.
What I'm taking away is to be James Bond, you just have to not be American.
Okay.
We won't know the difference of where you're from.
That's kind of it.
Three of us. Can I change my thing?
What is he, British? No, he's German.
Mm-hmm. Can I suggest somebody? All right. So out of
Christoph Waltz. Now he's
he can play anything. You don't know where he's from. It's just an accent.
Yeah.
How about Tom Hiddleston?
Now, he's on these lists I look at too. So that's interesting. Yeah.
The only reason because he did cross my mind, and we'll see later.
He is actually British.
He is actually British, but he was like he's a slighter fellow, right? Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't have like the ball that you need to like kick people's asses.
Yeah.
I know you can like bulk up or do whatever for it.
Yeah.
But so it's none of
Or
us
become
know,
German or not German or Australian.
so because none of us know what a British fucking accent is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell two enemies.
So who's one of your least favorite?
I'll
Nick?
start it off an American because you simply can't be.
Yes,
You can be
Absolutely.
from anywhere in Europe, but you can't, or even Australia.
Who's the most ridiculous? Because like, hold on. Before Nick does this, the reason I suggested this is the idea of like just picturing one actor. It could be the best actor in the world, but like just putting up the gun and going Bond, James Bond, or shaken, not stirred. Like saying those two lines in this actor is absurd, but awesome. Nick, go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, my worst, the one that I could think of, because it would be easy to go like, oh, like Michael Cera, because he doesn't fit. So I wanted to go with somebody that I thought people would be tempted to pick, but I think like, no, you know what I mean? Like I could see where you kind of think that, might work because people tend to like this actor or tend to, cast him in roles, but I personally don't think it would be a good fit. Noted non-European at all.
Sure.
He is American, as far as I know. I went with Channing Tatum. I don't necessarily have like I wouldn't
counterpart.
I wouldn't say a hate on for Channing Tatum, but I could see where people would be tempted to cast him because he is a bigger guy, because he's handsome, and people tend to. But I can also say I have never seen that man in a movie that I've been like, ah, yes, good. I'm glad Channing Tatum was in this. Like, never, not anything. So, again, it's not that. Don't get it twisted. I don't like hate him. I don't think he's horrible, but I don't particularly think he's a good actor, and I've never been happy that he's a part of anything I've seen him in. So I Channing Tatum. I could see where the temptation lies, but not as James Bond.
Sorry about him.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I did think 21 Jump Street was funny. So
sure.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good one. Dean?
All right. Mine is very simple. He has the voice to do it. Doesn't quite have the age, but he has the voice to do it. Not quite the nationality, but he has the.
He's not French or German or Australian or Swiss or Finnish or.
He's from the Midwest, I believe, of the U.S. I think it would just be fun to hear John Goodman say Bond, James Bond.
James Bond.
Right. John Goodman is awesome. I love him to death, but he would be the worst James Bond. But I still want to see at least the test video.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Very good. I went with like a music artist here, an entertainer. Very popular entertainer. I do enjoy his listening to him. But and there's no universe I can envision a Jelly Roll playing James Bond, gentlemen.
God damn it.
Imagine that. James Bond. He's got like the sparkly, like the whatever, Yeah, I like it.
He was bad enough trying to sing Johnny Cash. I don't want to hear. I don't want to see him try to play James Bond.
Oh shit!
Goodness gracious!
Maybe he could play Jaws. Maybe one of the villains.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. They could call him Face because of all his face tattoos. There you go. He's just Face.
See? I like that. Interesting. Yeah. Very good.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
That's frightening. That's frightening.
Everybody, Gen X Brian with Millennial Nick and Zennial Dean. We need more people besides Nick's mom watching us. Give us a like and subscribe.
This week on Convincing Idiot, we talk about something called the Cheeto Czar. It's a Cheeto shaped as a...
Episode 232.
I thought you were going next.
I thought you were messing up.
No.
Brian's like, I'm sorry, it just wasn't very good. I just assumed it was an accident.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of faded off.
Yeah. Oh. No, it wasn't even accidentally usable.
I'm sorry. All right. Christ. All right. What ending should I do to let you know?
Fucking do it again, but good this time. Like fucking.
I got it.
I just go an old man Harvey on the.
That's fine. If you stop talking, I'll jump in. That's fine. Don't worry. It's okay.